In this video, we are going to talk about everything you need to know about Bordeaux. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Bordeaux is a well-known brand, but unlike Champagne or Burgundy, this does not ensure either the product's quality or its value. Bordeaux is akin to Champagne and Burgundy in this regard. The situation is made even worse by the fact that there are times when it looks as if the wine industry is purposefully attempting to suffocate you with information and bore you to death with tiresome wine specifics. Vintage variation. Grapevines need a certain degree of stress to produce high-quality fruit. However, this often results in the most productive growing zones being dangerously near to the economic tipping point where they are no longer feasible. Bordeaux is no different. The most important determinant in the unpredictability of Bordeaux vintages is the weather. The Atlantic Ocean, as well as the two rivers that go through it, have a significant impact on this region. The coastal environment protects the vines from the threats of cold temperatures in the winter and frost in the spring. This, however, does not work every year. Every rule has an exception, including the years 1956, 1991, and 2017. Because of the quantity of water, the amount of humidity and precipitation in the surrounding region increases. As a consequence, wine growers confront three challenges. Humidity disrupts the blooming process, resulting in unsatisfactory grape development. It encourages the spread of fungal diseases. The botrytis fungus is good for Sauterne sweet wine but bad for all other varieties of wine. It reduces crop quality by lowering grape concentration or forcing winemakers to harvest grapes earlier than they would like. Bordeaux grape varieties. Before we go into the grapes, keep three things in mind. Bordeaux is mostly a red wine area, with white wine accounting for less than 10%, of which 25% is sweet. There are clear distinctions between the left bank and the right bank, south and north of the River Garonne respectively. With a few noteworthy exceptions, the bulk of Bordeaux wine is a combination of multiple varietals. Bordeaux has 5 major grape varieties, 3 red and 2 white, that you should be familiar with. Others exist, although they are minor in comparison to the top 5. They are as follows. Number 5, Merlot. Merlot is Bordeaux's most extensively planted grape type, accounting for 60% of all plantings. Grape growers like it because it is simple to grow and ripens earlier than Cabernet Sauvignon. It is, in fact, the most widely cultivated grape variety in the globe. Bordeaux develops aromas of plums, raspberries, fruit cake, spices, and smokiness from wood and cigar box, chocolate, and leather with age. Merlot provides smoother, rounder wines that are easier to drink while young. Controlling yields and concentration is the key to generating a watery, unimpressive wine from this grape. Bordeaux contains some great examples of Merlot that are 80 to 100% Merlot and have excellent quality and aging potential. Consider Petrus, the most expensive Bordeaux wine, which is made entirely of Merlot and can age for more than 20 years. It takes a bold aficionado, though, to pay up to £2,000 per bottle and keep it in a cellar for 10 years or more. The good news is that Bordeaux is home to a myriad of producers that make excellent wine that is ready to drink sooner and does not have the costly price of the top chateaus. Bordeaux isn't only for aristocrats and wine experts. Number 4. Cabernet Sauvignon. Blackcurrant is the predominant taste of Bordeaux's Cabernet Sauvignon. The king of the grapes, Cabernet Sauvignon, is the second most planted grape type in Bordeaux. In the United States, it is never used as a single varietal in wine, but is always blended. Merlot, Cabernet Franc, and Petit Verdot are the traditional blending partners for Bordeaux. Classic fragrances include blackcurrant, cassis, and sometimes green bell pepper. Cedar, smokiness, spices from wood and tobacco, leather, and meatiness with age. A great Cabernet Sauvignon blend with a lot of maturation potential. It is not uncommon for a wine 30 to 50 years old to be as fresh and energetic as a youngster. Number 3, Cabernet Franc. Cabernet Franc provides aroma. In Bordeaux, Cabernet Franc is blended with Merlot or Cabernet Sauvignon. It improves the scent and structure of its blending partners. Cab Franc from the Loire and a few other brave producers are available. On its own, it smells like raspberry, plum, violet, and blackcurrant leaf, vegetal. In most blends, 10% goes on the left bank and 30% goes on the right bank. There are, of course, exceptions. Château Ausson, for example, makes use of 50% Cabernet Franc, while Château Cheval Blanc in Esti-Emilion makes use of up to 60%. Number 2. Sauvignon Blanc. We associate Sauvignon Blanc with Loire Paoli Fume, Sancerre, and New World Kiwi wines. We seldom consider Bordeaux. It is, nevertheless, the principal grape of the crisp, refreshing Bordeaux Blanc. Winemakers may combine it with Semillon depending on the kind of wine they want to create, especially if they want to develop a fuller-bodied wine with some oak influence. Classic Bordeaux smells include elderflower, gooseberry, citrus, and peach. As Bordeaux Blanc became less popular, many white grape plantings were removed and replaced with genuine Bordeaux red grapes. The good news is that what is left of the white grapevines is of great quality. So, should we re-evaluate our attitude on white Bordeaux? Number 1. Semillon. Semillon is the primary vine for sweet or dry barrel fermented wine in Bordeaux. It is waxy on its own and develops honeyed and nutty flavors with age. But it comes to life when combined with Sauvignon Blanc. Chateau Briand is a well-known example, with its white wine containing up to 60% Semillon. This grape is also susceptible to botrytis, noble rot, and is the predominant grape in the sweet and rich wines of Sauternes. The historical Bordeaux classifications. It all started with the Paris Universal Exhibition in 1855. Bordeaux merchants were asked to bring in their finest wine, and categorization was primarily done on the back of an envelope, based on the prices required by the winemakers. There were no blind tastings or judging panels at the time. It was all about the money, according to Oz Clarke's book on Bordeaux wine. The categorization included 58 red wines and 21 white wines. People anticipated the quick and dirty categorization would be forgotten the next year. But the classification remained, and it is still in use today, with slight changes, more than 2 centuries later. Producers make first, second, and third wines. First and second wines from the top 2 first growths in Bordeaux. Bordeaux is one of the most different wine regions in the world. Not only must we comprehend classifications, producers, appellations, and vintages, but we must also comprehend the concept of a first, second, and even third wine. The first wine, often known as the Grand Vin, is the finest wine produced by the winemaker. That wine is prepared from the greatest grapes grown on the best soil. The Grand Vin is the Chateau's flagship wine. The norm is manual grape harvesting and sorting, the use of expensive new oak barrels, and extended aging and care. These wines are rich and concentrated, require longer to mature, and command legendary prices. It is impossible to guarantee that every grape is exceptional and every farm is optimal. Rather of selling lower quality grapes to other producers or jeopardizing the quality of their own premium Grand Vin, Bordeaux winemakers invented the concept of second wine or third wine. Château Margaux, for example, produces an eponymous first wine as well as a second wine known as Pavilion Rouge. How can you choose the finest Bordeaux for your money? We couldn't wrap up the crucial Bordeaux facts without mentioning in primer. This is a French phrase for wine sold as futures before it has been bottled. Yes. You have to pay for wine before it is drinkable. Winemakers used to sell wine in primer to aid with financial flow. Essentially, you purchased the wine as soon as feasible based on barrel tastings. The wine was then delivered to you and held in a bonded facility for years until it was ready to consume. It attempted to reflect the danger and the delay with a properly reduced pricing. Top wines are becoming more rare and in high demand. This allows them to demand far higher prices for in-primer wines since they know that speculators and collectors would pay top dollar to secure their supply of each vintage. In-primer. It all starts with how much money you're willing to spend and the level of quality you want. Drinking lesser wine frustrates me since I only drink incredibly great and fantastic wine. Aside from the obvious observation that life is too short to drink terrible wine, I consider the opportunity cost of bad wine. After all, each 125 milliliters glass of wine adds around 100 kilocalories to my daily calorie intake. This is not to say that really great or extraordinary wine has to be expensive. What do you think about this video? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.